724, it is Delmarva's Rock Radio, 93.5 The Beach. It's the worst show ever, and we have live in studio right now, Evan Avnet. Tell everybody about your company, because you guys do something very awesome. You guys train people on how to protect themselves from home invasions and just all sorts. I'm reading through what you guys actually do, but I want to
stop doing taekwondo in the parking lot.
JJ was getting ready.
Hell yeah!
I was hoping you'd come in and try to attack Evan because Evan's packing heat right now.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
I feel like
It would have been cool for the listeners.
I feel like we've already broken one of Evan's rules, and that is allow a stranger into the studio that is packing heat right now. He's got a gun on him right now.
I would expect nothing less. When I got out of his car, I was people watching. I'm not gonna lie, I was stalking a little bit. Not like that though, but I saw him get out of the car. I was like, this guy's legit.
All right, well, tell everybody what your company name is and exactly what you guys do.
Our name is Tactical American Security Consulting, and we provide security consulting training for businesses, public, residential, and corporate. Our motto is we plan for the worst so our clients can do their best. And so we do all kinds of security surveys for both residential, business, corporate consultants, or corporate clients. We provide consulting for indoor and outdoor venues, hospitals. We also provide advanced training for citizens in armed robbery and home invasion prevention, and we provide firearms training.
That's awesome.
I was watching Top Shot last night. That was my show prep for today. I was watching Top Shot with that guy with the horse teeth from Survivor, Colby or whatever his name is. And I was just thinking, I was watching that, and then I switched over to Doomsday Preppers or whatever that show is.
Yeah.
And they had some lady that she's like, well, firearms are kind of important, so I just teach a class every now and again. I just do my best. I was just watching and thinking, like, we're going to have a man in studio with us today that does this for a living, and I'm watching this lady, and she's like, yeah, you just kind of point it over there and just pull the trigger and see what happens. I'm like, that's not professional.
Yeah, what is the biggest misconception about firearms amongst just like the general public? I mean, do you find that people just think that if they just get a gun, they learn how to shoot it straight, that they think that they're okay? I mean, there's a lot more that goes into it, isn't there?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, anybody, any guy can go out and buy a gun and go onto the range and fire a couple shots off at a paper target and think that that's gonna work for him in a dangerous encounter, a dangerous situation. And the bottom line is you really need to have advanced training from a move and shoot and shooting from a cover and concealment type of situation. Especially we introduce a lot of stressors into the situation. So, we'll do scenario-based training.
Tell everybody a little bit about this scenario-based training, because you guys offer, it's a 4-day package where you actually get people to come out and you'll train families and like, for example, we have a bunch of workers here. I get here at 5 in the morning. There's no one here when I get here.
It's scary.
So it's dark out. There's not a lot of lighting outside, so I'm always a little freaked out. And I feel like that is kind of, in essence, if I came inside and there was somebody here, that's the kind of situational training that you kind of give people. Am I right in that?
Right, that's correct. And essentially, we do train families or small businesses, large businesses, about doing armed robbery prevention, home invasion prevention. We do have a 4-day class. Our class generally starts out that we do a day of general safety and security training in the workplace and in your home environment. And during that training class, we also do some move and shoot training and shooting from cover and concealment. That's actually our part of day 2. And during that session, we start to introduce some stressors into the situation, or into the training. And then through day 3, we're actually on the range and we're doing a lot of more tactical shooting, shooting behind barriers and shooting from different locations on the range. And then on day 4, we do what's called simunitions, or RAM, which is real action training. And we actually stage armed robberies and home invasions to gauge your response through the first 3 days of training.
Is it kind of like with the training courses that you provide, would it kind of be like riding a bike, if you will? Like to get on a bike, once you learn how to do it, you can ride it, you can kind of pick it up, and like with the situational training, the way I'm thinking about it, I've never obviously had any of these classes. I think I'd like to know how to react from watching like 24 with Jack Bauer. But let's be honest, when it actually happens, I've never had anything like this. I know for a fact I'm going to freak out and not be able to do it. So what you provide is people like a blueprint for when this happens, more or less, to be calm and kind of know what the laws are, especially, and how to react to them.
That's correct. And we evaluate their reactions, and then we give them feedback on how they responded to it after all this, training days are completed. And I mean, the basic thing is stress inoculation. You don't want to go through Like I said, shooting at a paper target is very different than shooting under fire or shooting in a high stress situation. And we train people to do just that.
And there's been a lot of break-ins in and around the area. I see it on the news all the time, especially in this area. This kind of used to be an area where you could kind of leave your doors unlocked. Not really like that anymore. What kind of motivates criminals around town to actually go and try to take over something? I mean, what is the motivation? Because I mean, I've never walked around and said, you know what, I'm going to break into that house a little later.
Ready for this? They're being more abrasive than ever.
Oh, there you go.
I looked that word up this morning just for that opportunity to use it.
Well, they're definitely more aggressive and than they used to be. And there's basically several motivators for crime. I mean, we could be here for literally the next 1,000 years discussing what prompts crime, and people have discussed it for basically hundreds of years. But more or less, it breaks down to money, drugs. They're doing it for a thrill. They're doing it for some type of sexual fixation in terms of, if it's a sexual assault scenario or desperation. They need money because they can't survive otherwise.
Evan Avnet is in with us right now. Visit their website, ustasc.com. We'll actually put that up on the blog section a little bit later on. Yeah, I know. Now I feel a little weird wearing this bracelet that you gave me because it says I'm badass certified, but I'm not badass certified.
You can lie.
I'm 5'6". I'm not badass certified in any which way. No one's afraid of me. I've always said that people not being afraid of me is my is one of the best attributes of me, because everybody always underestimates me because I am so small.
Right.
But I'm wiry. I'm feisty there.
Right. Like a spider monkey.
Yeah, exactly. Like a spider monkey. I get on your head.
With your own hockey stick. You need this class.
And every time you say wiry and feisty, you always go into George W. Bush.
I know. I don't know why that is either. But going back to something that JJ was talking about, the whole riding a bike scenario, do you find that once people have actually been trained, that it's kind of one of these things where if they actually are presented with the situation, they're less likely to panic? Because isn't that the number one thing that gets you in trouble, is panicking when something that you're not used to, something foreign arises? Like, people just freak out and they just do the wrong thing automatically.
Yeah, and of course. And I mean, and the thing is that you have to plan for the worst so you can do your best. And the way to do that is through repetitive training. Taking our 4-day class is the first step, but we really encourage people to take an additional class every quarter so that they can stay up on their firearms knowledge, and they can stay up on their stress inoculation for that basic situation, or that scenario.
Now, I've got a question I've always kind of wondered about. I've heard it one way, the answer, and I've heard it another way. I don't know if it's different state by state. I live in Ocean City, Maryland. Is it true that if someone was to break into my home, I have a handgun, I'm certified, the whole nine, it's legit, someone was to break into my home, am I not allowed to use lethal force until I'm backed into a corner and it's self-defense kind of thing? Or can I, you see what I'm saying? Because I've heard once someone walks in your house, you can shoot at them, but then I've heard you have to be backed into a corner and tell them to stop, and then use lethal force.
Well, I mean, more or less, you have to be in imminent fear of serious bodily injury or your life. I mean, you can't just shoot somebody because they've come onto your property or because they accidentally open your front door.
Damn it.
And then or some drunk guy comes in and lays down on your couch.
Well, that's good for me. I've gone into the wrong home many times.
You are that drunk guy.
That's why I'm still alive. The law.
And it is asleep. Capping that guy might be a problem. But if you're in imminent, serious fear for your life or bodily harm, then you can certainly defend yourself.
And you guys actually do cover some of that during the course, correct?
Absolutely.
Because I've going back and forth between states, because we work in Delaware, he lives in Maryland, I used to live in Maryland. I think that's something that's big, especially right now. I mean, there's a lot going on in the news. Of course, we're all aware of. How does the law protect you when you go to protect yourself? And I think that's something that everybody does need to be aware of. Especially, if I do recommend people getting a handgun. I want to get one myself, but I am a small guy, and I know every guy's like, I'm going to get the biggest badass gun I can find. What do you recommend in handguns? How do you recommend that people actually go out, and if they are going to arm themselves, if they have little experience with a handgun, what do you recommend for them, and how do they shop for that kind of thing?
Well, we'll actually go out with people and shop with them if they take your class, if they take our class, excuse me. But you have to get a handgun that feels comfortable to you, feels comfortable in your hand, and you feel that it's something that you can handle. It's not like in the movies. You're not going to shoot somebody and they're going to fly back like 10 feet.
No, I thought they exploded.
Well, that'd be cool, yeah. but no, it's not like that. And basically, really, you can handle any size handgun that's out there. It's just a question of if it's going to feel comfortable and if you're going to be able to use that handgun effectively. But you also don't want to buy a handgun with a low velocity, or rather a low impact round. You want something that has some decent stopping power. So, buying a 22 is not like buying a 45. A 45 is going to have much more increased stopping power.
Tell me if I'm wrong in this. Stopping power means that like a 200-pound man coming at you at full force, the gun will knock them down. Is that what stopping power is?
It's not. And that's not really the case. When we
guess.
Talk, when we talk. Well, yeah,
I heard it on a TV show.
Well, I watch a lot of Magnum PI. That's where I got all my training. But we train to shoot to stop. So you're trying to stop that suspect from continuing to be aggressor towards you. You're not necessarily shooting to kill, but you're shooting to stop that person from being a threat. So
And
that's what we're talking about.
I do want to plug your website one more time. Remember, it's Tactical American Security Consulting. You can find them online at www.ustasc.com. We will put that link up on our blog section at the website. You can also give them a call at 443. Is that right? Am I giving out the right number?
No, it's
I realized I was giving out a cell phone number. Crap, Evan's going to be mad when he leaves.
And you already said he's packing.
I know.
He's got plenty of stopping power for your little ass.
It's 888-813-4434.
Yeah, give them a call. They do a 4-day training course. First day is general safety and security awareness in the workplace, home, and around town. Second day, it's the firearms classroom, tactical shooting, and range qualification. The third day is tactical shooting on the range. And the fourth day is the RAM you were talking about, the simulated home invasion at your location. And I think that's the best part that what you guys do is you come out to the location, because you could teach me inside your facility.
Right.
And that, I feel like if I did that, then I would only understand how to protect myself inside that facility.
Right, absolutely.
But if you could, just do a quick scan around. Look at this building. It's so weird. There's so many little places where somebody could hide if they heard somebody come through that front door. And I feel like this. Look at him. See, I can't even see JJ right now. He's hiding behind the desk.
Where am I?
And
I can't see you.
There's so many nooks and crannies in here. I really have felt like, I've actually gone through my own little mental scenario because I'm crazy, and that's what I do. Like, where would I go if somebody came in this room? Of course, I would just duck under this desk and hide. Sure. But then I got to think, how would I get out? And
window.
That's something.
I would jump out that window.
Yep.
And one of my final questions: do you train people? I know it's all scenario based, but do you train people more to get away from the situation, or is it, or what you do? Is it more of an attacking situation, defusing the situation?
It's a combination of all of those. We train people that if they can get away from an aggressive situation, to do so. If they're backed into so to speak, backed into a corner where they have what's an active threat or an active shooter, or they're at serious, bodily risk or harm, then we train them to respond to that effectively and lawfully.
And where are you guys located?
Salisbury.
And just right down Salisbury. So you guys are local. You understand the area. You kind of understand what's going on in the area. And it sounds like something completely awesome. This is something that I totally want to do, because it sounds fun, but it could actually benefit and save your life one day.
Right.
And final question. I know I said final question already.
I had one, but I'm going to let you have the final question. Go ahead, friend.
Well, if you're do you teach people? Because I saw this. The Israelis do courses like this over there, because apparently there's a lot of kidnappings over there. Mm-hmm. Do you teach people code words to use over the phone if they're kidnapped?
Yeah, well, it's actually interesting you brought that up. We just did some training at...
Movies are real!
Yep.
Yeah, we just did some training over at one of the businesses that we provide services to, and we do teach code words. So when they see an emerging situation happening, they will use that code word in order to let the other employees know that they need to summons help, either call the police or get to a cover or concealment position so that they can address a threat when it occurs.
Do you let these workers come up with their own code words?
Yeah, we do.
Code words?
I know mine.
I'm gonna have to change it now, but mine would be Bridges of Madison County.
Really?
Yeah, because no one wants to watch that movie. So
That's a long one. Mine's just quick. Kelly Clarkson.
And I'd be on the phone with my wife, like, hey, get some spaghetti ready, and why don't you pop in Bridges of Madison County? And she'll know instantly I'm in trouble.
I'll just say, who's still skinny and attractive? Kelly Clarkson. They know I'm screwed.
So make sure you visit Evan and their services. We'll plug this a little bit more throughout the show, and it'll be up on our website at the blog section over at WZBHRocks.com. The website is UST TASC.com. Okay, they are Tactical American Security Consulting. Evan, awesome of you to stop by.
Thanks. I appreciate it, you guys. And we look forward to having you guys out there during our training sessions.
I'm so excited.
Hold on,
Oh,
I was out doing the Taekwondo to start.
Oh.
I missed that part. We're doing it?
yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah, we're going to do it.
Y'all gonna put a gun in my hand?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Here we go.
I'm just going to stand behind you.
Yeah.
That's
Give him a baton, if you would.
give him a Twizzler stick.
Hell yeah, I'll sit in the corner for hours.
All right, but again, that information will be up on the website here in just a little bit. And Evan, thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
We got Phoenix coming up after this on the Worst Show Ever.
It's Delmarva's Rock Radio, and since he's packing, I kind of wish he'd just hang out. I feel so safe. It's 93.5 The Beach.